I have just come across this video on YouTube that I think could really relate to us as home educators or anyone who kind of has their doubts about the school system. So I thought we can watch it together. I'll do a reaction video. I personally love reaction videos because I've found out about so many kind of influential thinkers through them. If you hate them, skip on. But let's get going with this video. It's called Don't Stay in School.
I wasn't taught how to get a job, but I can remember dissecting a frog. I wasn't taught how to pay tax, but I know loads about Shakespeare's classics.
I have to say I don't remember really anything about Shakespeare's classics, but I agree I was not taught how to pay taxes. It's kind of made me laugh because this guy obviously went to school, but he does look a bit like he could have been a home ed kid. If you know, you know.
I was never taught how to vote. They devoted that time to defining isotopes. I wasn't taught how to look after my health, but mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell.
I'm kind of worried how much he does remember from school because I don't remember these sort of things. And I did like a degree in biomedical science.
Never spent a lesson on current events. Instead I studied the old American West. I was never taught what laws there are. I was never taught what laws there are. Let me repeat, I was not taught the laws for the country I live in, but I know how Henry VIII killed his women. Divorced, beheaded, died. Divorced, beheaded, survived. Glad that's in my head instead of financial advice.
I mean, I go on about this like all the time, and I'm sure everyone, whether you have kids in school or not, would agree, like, why are we not getting taught financial advice in school? Personal finances, and yet we know how Henry VIII killed all his wives. I agree with what he's saying. I would just add, this video was from like 8 years ago, I think, but it has like millions of followers, and he has over 2 million followers on YouTube, but I've never heard of him. And that's one thing that always, this is a side note, always like comforts me when I get nervous about making YouTube videos, that there are people with over 2 million followers on YouTube who I've never heard of. So I don't worry so much about other people ever seeing my videos. It's probably never going to happen. Anyway, we digress.
I was shown the wavelengths of different hues of light, but I was never taught my human rights. Apparently there's 30. Do you know them? I don't. Why the hell can't we both recite them by rote? I know igneous, metamorphic and sedimentary rocks, yet I don't know squat about trading stocks or how...
Another thing, like another financial thing that's never taught in school. I wonder if at some point this, surely it has to be taught in school, but I know as like a home educating parent, personal finances and kind of investing and stuff is really high up on my list of priorities of things that I want to expose my kids to. Like it's so important. It's literally bonkers why it's not included in a school curriculum. I mean, I think we can probably figure out why that is, but...
Money works at all, where does it come from? How does the thing that motivates the world function? Not taught to budget and disperse my earnings. I was too busy there rehearsing cursive. Didn't learn how much it costs to raise a kid and what an affidavit is, but I spent days on what the quadratic equation is. Negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. That's insane, that's absolutely insane. They made me learn that over basic first aid, or how to recognize the most deadly mental disorders or diseases with preventable causes, or how to buy a house with a mortgage if I could afford it, because abstract maths was deemed more important than advice that would literally save thousands of lives.
Where's the lie? Where is the lie?
But it's cool, because now I could tell you if the number of unnecessary deaths caused by that choice was prime. Never taught present-day practical medicines, but I was told what the ancient Hippocratic method is. I've got a headache, the pain is ceaseless, what should I take? Maybe try some leeches? Could we discuss domestic abuse and get the facts, or how to help my depressed friend with a mental state? No, but learn mental maths, because you won't have a calculator with you every day.
I mean, that's the one that comes up like a lot. Why are we still learning mental maths when we have like the crazy smart computer in our pockets at all times? Like, I can get both sides of the story. Sometimes mental maths is useful, is it? Maybe leave, if you know a time when mental maths is useful, leave it in the comments, because I feel like there must be a time, but I'm just struggling to find it.
say it's not the kids, the parents are the problem. Then if you taught the kids to parent, that's the problem solved then. All this advice about using a condom, but not for when you actually have a kid when you want one. I'm only fluent in this language, for serious, the rest of the world speaks too. Do you think I'm an idiot? I chose the solar over the political system, so like a typical citizen now I don't know what I'm voting on.
Oh, tingles. Okay, there was a lot to like unpack in that one. I love the one about like people don't get taught parenting skills for when they actually want a kid. They only get taught how to prevent having a kid, which is totally true. And the solar system over political systems. I mean, that's like a clever, you know, play on words, isn't it? And yeah, like I'm pretty clueless when it comes to most political theories, and I think unless you go on and choose to study that in higher education, you are going to be like, it's very rarely, politics is never taught on like a basic level, is it, of like, this is how the politics that you choose to vote on can actually affect your everyday lives. It's much more based on political theory if you choose to study at a higher age.
Policies exist on how to make them change. Mais oui, je parle un peu de français. So at 18 I was expected to elect a representative for a system I had never ever been presented with. But I won't take it. I'll tell everyone my childhood was wasted. I'll share it everywhere how I was educated, and insist these pointless things don't stay in school.
That's a bit of a spin, because you obviously think the title of the video is "Don't Stay in School," telling kids not to stay in school, but I think there he's almost like these subjects and shouldn't stay in school because they're pointless, which is cool. Introduce those topics, yes, but we should choose. Oh, I love that, and that is such a like pillar of home education, and at least for me is like, it's the choice, isn't it? And no one's ever saying like, don't ever learn about World War II or something because it doesn't apply. Like, we can introduce those topics, and if our children realise they have like a love for that subject and they choose to learn more, then that's great, and we can absolutely facilitate that and make it like really interesting for them and multi-dimensional. But in school you're forced to learn about World War II whether you want to or not, or have any interest in it. And yeah, like I said, that is like one of the most fundamental things about home education, is giving your child the ability to choose what they're interested to learn about. Yeah, that was a cool video. I can see why it has like so many views, and probably, how many does it have? 47, almost 48 million views. You know, it obviously resonates with a lot of people. Just going back to like the personal finance thing, and the money thing he goes on about a lot. Like, I guess one of the reasons we're probably not taught personal finance in school is because the government doesn't want us to have power over our money. Like, we're good consumers, aren't we? Like, and the more we teach about sensible consumerism and how to invest our own money and become financially independent, then the less dependent we are on our politicians, and that's, you know, not where they want us to be, and probably why we're not taught about political theory on like an everyday level. So yeah, what did you think of that video? Like, I'm sure if you're on this channel and you probably either home educate or are thinking about home educating or have your doubts about the school system, then you probably agree. But even more so, if you don't agree, then I'd love to hear that from you in the comments, because I'm always open to changing my mind on things. Anyway, let me know what you think on this video, and I will catch you on the next one.